So I was gonna stop already at 3 tonight, but I found this floating around, and basically I had wound up doing this last summer at the G20 NATO protest in Chicago. While I was there, galleries on Facebook, you can see what I was up against and what we were all up against while I was there. There was a very thick militarization of the police force, uh, riot gear, a lot just chomping at the bit. So this was something that I kind of wound up putting together after being there because being ex-military, I kind of know what it's like being on that other side. And I also recognize the reality that, people have their livelihoods. Now, I'm not trying to condone or apologize for what they're doing or what they choose to do for their mode of providing. I'm just saying that I can understand being in that position where, you're kind of a paramilitarized group, law enforcement, and your job requires you to do certain things that maybe you wouldn't do, or maybe you don't agree with. So, knowing how so many of our groups have been vilified lately, especially by good old Obama and the ADL and the SPLC, they're, in my mind, trying to provide prior justification for potential future actions by suggesting that deeply religious groups, patriots, vets, are extreme groups. So, based upon that, I came up with this. I'm not a terrorist, but just a citizen and veteran who loves the Constitution. I'm a person who wants equal rights for all people. I am here and do what I do because I want you to have the same rights as I do, to not lose any more of those rights than we've already lost, to ensure those rights for you, your family, your children, and your children's children. None like me are here to terrorize anything or anyone. We're here to redress a government that is failing us, you, all those you love, to question the corruption that has taken root within the system, to hold accountable those that continue ignoring you, your loved ones, and us. If you are military or protection forces, why do you stand with them to allow them to take those same rights away from your own loved ones? The same loved ones that will have offspring that might need these rights far more than even we do now. Rights taken from us, all of us. What happens should the day come you can no longer wear that uniform? What happens should the day come that you fall in the line of duty? Will your loved ones not need those rights even more at that time? How can you not see the need to stand with us and help protect those rights? How can you not see that by standing with them, you help protect them so that they can take those rights away as they do continually throughout time? I'm your brother. I once wore a uniform just as you do. I once followed orders just as you do. The only difference between you and I is that I no longer have that uniform to limit what I can do to protect our rights. I know why you wear that uniform, because as I said, I once wore one as well. You swear you wear that uniform out of duty, pride, and a willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice for us and our safety. How can you be willing to make such sacrifices and stand idly by, listening to their unlawful orders against us, when what we stand for is really nothing different than what you stand for? How can you ignore the robbery they have let go unpunished, the very robbery that yields even more heinous actions of the plot on an almost weekly basis? Do you not recognize that this unpunished robbery affects your own loved ones because of the lack of prosperity left in the system to circulate? We all hurt from this. We've all been wronged through this deep-rooted corruption, turning a blind eye to our plight. We are here for you too, because we know wearing that uniform, you can't be here or suffer very big consequences. We occupy and protest because you can't. Remember these things before you react to our being here.